In this video, we will show you how to replace your rear wheel bearing on this GMC Acadia. This will be located behind your rear wheel. Let's get into it. Okay friend, let's get started on our job. The first thing we have to do is safely raise and support the rear of the vehicle so the wheel's off the ground. Once you've done that, we're going to continue on to removing all 6 of our 22mm lug nuts and then the wheel. Now that we have the wheel out of the way, we have a clear view of our rear brakes. To gain access to the wheel bearing, we're going to have to disassemble the rear brakes, starting with removing the caliper. Now looking along the backside here, you're going to find 2 18mm headed mounting bolts holding the caliper in place. There's one right out in the open up along the top, and if you were to follow that straight down, you're going to find the second one. The bottom one's a little bit harder to gain access to. That's the one we're going to start with. We'll use an 18mm on these. I have a swivel socket. There's one. Quick inspection and we'll set that aside. Now we can remove our second 18mm headed bolt, but keep in mind, this is the last thing holding the caliper in place. Now we can start pulling this out of place. If it feels like it's lodged on there, it's typically due to the fact that your rotor has a lip. We'll just use a small pry bar and gently pry it out of place. A quick inspection of your brake pads while we're in this area, it only makes sense. We'll set this aside, making sure that we put no pressure on our flex hose. I have a small hook here that'll come in handy. Continuing from here, we're going to remove the brake rotor. Your brake rotor is going to be held in place with one T27 mounting screw. A quick inspection of the mounting screw will set it aside. You are going to be reusing that. Let's remove the brake rotor. A quick inspection along both sides there. We'll set this aside. We'll use some penetrant on the axle nut. Continue on with a 36mm axle nut socket to remove the axle nut. We'll use a hammer and punch directly in the center. You never want to use a hammer on the axle itself. You could cause damage to the threading. We need to get a little bit of movement here. Once you can see the axle moving around in this area, we'll continue on to removing the mounting bolts. Typically, it's a good idea to use penetrant just along the back side of the hub surface here, along where the mating surface will be. Along the back side of the knuckle here, we can find our 3 18mm headed mounting bolts that hold the wheel bearing to that knuckle. You've got one out in the open, pretty close to where that rear caliper would have been. If you were to move directly up above, you'll have a second one right up here along the top. And moving down diagonally, forming a triangle, we have our third mounting bolt. This one's a little bit harder to see. Let's start up at the top and make our way around. There's one. As we remove the last one, keep in mind this is the last thing holding the wheel bearing and the backing plate in place. Now we can remove the bearing and the backing plate. A quick inspection of the backing plate, make sure it's not rotted and weak. And there it is, friend. Prior to installation, it's important to make sure you clean and inspect the knuckle and your axle. While doing this, we're also paying attention to that ABS sensor. You can see the tip of it coming out right here. You want to ensure that it's not damaged in any way. To clean this, I'm going to use some parts cleaner and a small wire brush or even a bore brush, essentially whatever fits in here, but be extremely careful not to cause any damage to the ABS sensor. Let's wipe down around the ABS sensor and around the rest of the knuckle here. A close inspection once again of that ABS sensor. If it looks like it's cracked, chipped, damaged in any way, you need to go ahead and replace the ABS sensor. Ours looks fine. Let's pay attention to the mating surface where our brand new bearing will sit up against. You want to make sure that this is a smooth surface. If you need to lightly scuff it with some fine sandpaper, you can do so. This one looks pretty good. Continuing from there, our last inspection in this area, we're going to be paying attention to the axle splines here. Ensure that they're not rotted or damaged. If it looks like they are rotted, it's a good idea to replace the axle. This one looks fine as well. We'll use some anti-seize on the splined area, but not necessarily the threaded portion of the axle. Let's use a glove finger to coat this area. While I'm applying that, I also like to apply some of this anti-seize inside the port where we had cleaned, where the bearing will sit. You could also use a tiny bit of dielectric lubricant if needed. Just going to wipe off that ABS sensor. We don't need to have anything on that. Once you've coated that, the next thing you want to do is clean and inspect the mounting bolts. Once you've done that, apply some blue thread locker for good measure. And now it's time to install our brand new rear wheel bearing. When installing this, we're going to be extremely careful with the backside here. This is a magnetic strip. You don't want to cause any damage. Other than that, we're going to be aligning the mounting bolt holes with the mounting bolt holes that are in the knuckle here. We'll slide this directly over the axle shaft and align those mounting bolt holes. You can spin the base as necessary here. With all that said, let's get the backing plate in place here. Get the wheel bearing on there. Now we can start putting in our mounting bolts. We're going through the steering knuckle, through the backing plate, and then we'll finally end up inside of that wheel bearing. Just move things around as necessary here, get everything started in. The top one. I'll get this bottom one down here. Now that all the bolts are started in, let's snug them up and then torque those to 74 foot-pounds. Now it's time to apply anti-seize to the hub mating surface. Let's have a quick look along the backside of our rear brake rotor. We need to make sure we clean the mating surface on the backside that'll hit directly up against the wheel bearing hub. For this, you can use a wire brush or some sandpaper. Let's reinstall our brake rotor. We'll install our mounting screw here. Start it in by hand, snug it up. Double check, make sure your brake rotor is completely secured in place. Now it's time for reinstallation of the caliper. We'll clean and inspect the mounting bolts, add some blue thread locker. Slide this right into place, and then we'll get the mounting bolts in along the backside. Start that upper mounting bolt in. Get the lower one now. This one's a little bit harder to gain access to. The torque for these is 74 foot-pounds. Install your axle nut. When installing this, you only want to use hand tools, never use an impact tool. You could cause serious damage to your brand new bearing. We'll snug this up, get it closer to the ground so we can torque it to manufacturer's specification. To torque this, I'm using a long pry bar, coming diagonally across my lug studs, being careful not to cause any damage, all the way down to the ground. That'll prevent this from turning on me. If you don't have a long pry bar, you could have a second person in the passenger compartment holding the brake. Now to torque this, it's 244 foot-pounds, but we're not stopping there. We're going to have to back it off 45 degrees, which is essentially an eighth of a turn, and then re-torquing it to 199 foot-pounds. Now let's torque that to 199. One last quick inspection in the area and we can reinstall our wheel. Start on all 6 of your 22mm lug nuts. We'll bottom them out. Get the wheel safely on the ground and torque these to 140 foot-pounds. The wheel back on the ground, we'll torque these in a crisscross manner. Torqued. Okay friend, we finished the installation of our rear wheel bearing. At this point, you want to go ahead and pump up the brake pedal till it's nice and firm. Take your vehicle for a road test, listen for funny noises, and make sure you have no ABS light. Thanks for watching.
When only the best will do, demand TRQ. The only company that lets you view before you do. TRQ is committed to offering the highest quality aftermarket auto parts that are engineered for peace of mind. Thanks for using and viewing with TRQ.